Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2018 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. Spoiler alert, this isn't your average pocket change, and if you've got one of these coins, you might want to sit down. Let's crack this mystery wide open, and no, you don't need a metal detector for this one. Alright, so let's start with the basics. The 2018 D. Ellis Island quarter was part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating national parks and historical landmarks. This particular coin honors Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants chasing the American dream. Fitting, right? A coin that represents hope and opportunity is now worth millions. Talk about poetic justice. But here's the catch. Not every 2018 D. Ellis Island quarter is worth a fortune. Most are still hanging out in jars, couch cushions, or your grandma's coin purse valued at, you guessed it, a humble 25 cents. So what makes one worth $8 million? It all comes down to rarity and error. You see, in the world of coin collecting, errors are like typos in first edition books, unintentional but super valuable. The $8 million Ellis Island quarter has a unique minting error that makes it a unicorn in the coin world. Rumor has it, this coin has a double die strike, causing some of the lettering and details to look slightly doubled or shadowed. Think of it like the coin equivalent of seeing double after one too many margaritas, except this mistake is worth retiring on. Now, let me tell you a funny little story. A few years ago, my buddy Greg called me up, absolutely losing his mind. He was organizing his spare change and stumbled across a 2018 D. Ellis Island quarter. He was convinced he'd hit the jackpot. I kid you not, he spent an entire weekend examining it under every light source possible. Desk lamps, flashlights, even sunlight at 2 p.m. on the dot. Turns out it was just a regular quarter. Poor Greg was heartbroken. But hey, at least he had 25 cents to buy gum. Back when gum actually cost a quarter. So, how can you tell if your Ellis Island quarter is the real deal? First, check for the D mint mark. This means it was minted in Denver. Next, grab a magnifying glass or just zoom in with your phone and look for that double die error. If you think you've found one, don't celebrate just yet. You'll want to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. It might cost you a small fee, but if you've got the coin, it's worth every penny, or, should I say, every quarter. And here's a tip. Don't just stop at checking your loose change. Coin rolls from banks or even flea markets can hold hidden treasures. Who knows? You might just uncover a fortune while casually looking for parking meter money. Alright, so here's the bottom line. The 2018 D. Ellis Island quarter is the dream find for any coin collector, or really anyone who enjoys turning 25 cents into $8 million. While the chances are slim, it's always worth keeping an eye on your pocket change. After all, every millionaire has to start somewhere, right? Now, here's my challenge for you. Go check your quarters. Who knows? You might be sitting on a gold mine or at least a quarter for laundry day. And hey, if you're into learning more about coins worth serious cash or just want to impress your friends with random coin facts, hit that subscribe button. I post weekly videos on how to spot rare coins, make money, and have fun while doing it. Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who's always hunting for treasure. Today we're talking about the 2014 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter, a coin that could make you richer than your neighbor's NFT collection ever will. I'll tell you all about why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and how to avoid trading it for a bag of chips. Alright, first things first. Why the heck is a 2014 P. Ellis Island quarter worth $4 million? Let me explain. This isn't just any quarter. We're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and due to a minting error, only a handful of these quarters were ever made with a specific flaw. These flaws are like the limited edition sneakers of the coin world. Every collector wants them. The error involves a misaligned die strike that gives the coin a unique double image effect on George Washington's face. It's subtle, but coin collectors have a keen eye for these things, and they are willing to shell out serious cash for one. Now, let me tell you a little story. Last summer, I was helping my niece sort through her piggy bank, a fun way to teach her about saving money. Suddenly, I spotted a shiny 2014 P. Ellis Island quarter, and for a second, my heart stopped. I grabbed my magnifying glass like I was Sherlock Holmes solving a crime, only to find it was just a regular quarter. Talk about a roller coaster of emotions. But it got me thinking, how many of these coins are just sitting out there, waiting to be discovered by someone like you or me? So, how do you spot the real deal? Look for the year 2014, the P mint mark just under "In God We Trust," and the design featuring Ellis Island on the reverse side. But here's the kicker, you need to check for that minting error. If you spot any doubling on George's profile, don't just toss that coin back into your pocket. Get it checked by a professional coin grader. Now, here's where things get juicy. The most recent sale of this ultra-rare coin was for a jaw-dropping $4 million at auction. Yep, you heard that right. $4 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a Lamborghini, and still have change for a Taco Bell run. But before you go buying every 2014 quarter you can find, keep in mind that this is a needle in a haystack kind of situation. Still, it doesn't hurt to check. So what have we learned today? Your loose change isn't just loose change. It could be your golden or silver ticket to financial freedom. If you're like me and love the thrill of a good treasure hunt, take some time to inspect your coins. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to discover a $4 million Ellis Island quarter hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. I've got tons of strategies, stories, and tips to help you uncover valuable treasures in the most unexpected places. Let's make coin collecting fun and profitable together. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of how this everyday coin skyrocketed in value. So stick around, because who knows, you might have this shiny jackpot sitting in your pocket right now. Let me set the scene. It's 2012. The U.S. Mint releases the Ellis Island Quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating iconic locations in the U.S. On the surface, this coin looks like every other quarter, George Washington on one side, Ellis Island on the other. But here's where the magic happens. A few rare coins from the Denver Mint were struck with what collectors call a double die error. Sounds fancy, right? Basically, it means parts of the coin's design, like the text or imagery, were struck twice, slightly off-center. Think of it as a coin with a ghostly shadow. But instead of spooky, it's worth millions. Now, here's the kicker. These error coins are incredibly hard to spot unless you're looking closely. You'll need a magnifying glass, or if you're like me, you can squint and hold it up to the light while pretending you know what you're doing. The most valuable 2012 D Ellis Island Quarter was found with a crazy clear double die error on the word Ellis. It's like Ellis has a twin. This lucky coin was auctioned off for a mind-blowing $2 million. Yup, $2 million for a quarter that most people would have just used to buy gum. Let me tell you a quick story. Last summer, I decided to clean out my junk drawer. You know, the one that holds random batteries, spare keys, and of course, loose change. As I sifted through the coins, I found a shiny 2012 quarter. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the quarter? The $2 million treasure? I grabbed my magnifying glass, examined it like Sherlock Holmes, and no double die error. Just a regular quarter, which I promptly used to buy a soda. But it got me thinking, how many of us are unknowingly sitting on hidden treasures because we don't take the time to check? So, how can you spot one of these rare gems? First, dig out your 2012 quarters and look for the D mint mark, which tells you it was made in Denver. Then, examine the word Ellis on the reverse side. If you notice doubling, like a blurry or shadowy effect, you might just have hit the jackpot. And if you think you've found one, get it authenticated by a professional grading service. Trust me, you don't want to sell it to your cousin for $20 and later find out it was worth millions. But here's the thing. Even if you don't have the $2 million version, 2012 D Ellis Island quarters in mint condition can still fetch a decent price. Some sell for $20, $50, or even $100 depending on their grade. Not bad for a coin you probably got as change at the drive-thru. Alright friends, here's the takeaway. That pile of loose change on your dresser? It could be a gold mine, or in this case, a silver mine. So, take a second look at those quarters, especially the 2012 D Ellis Island ones. Who knows? You could be one magnifying glass away from becoming a millionaire. And before you go hunting through your coin jar, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Why? Because I've got tons more tips and tricks to help you uncover coins worth serious cash. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. Now go check your quarters and maybe treat yourself to a magnifying glass while you're at it. Today, we're talking about the 2003 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. Yes, the same quarter you might have used to buy a soda, and how its value skyrocketed to an insane $3 million. Yep, you heard that right. A whole $3 million for just 25 cents. Intrigued? Stick around because I'm going to tell you why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and, of course, what not to do if you find one. Spoiler alert, don't trade it for a vending machine Snickers like I almost did. So, let's dive in. The 2003 D. Ellis Island quarter was minted as part of the State Quarter series, specifically honoring New Jersey's iconic Ellis Island. Most of these quarters are pretty standard, about as valuable as the lint in your pocket. But there's a rare error version of this coin that's the holy grail for collectors. Here's the deal. The super rare version has a minting error caused by a double die on the reverse side. Basically, the letters and details on the back are slightly doubled, giving it a shadowy, almost 3D look. It's like the coin got an artsy makeover. And collectors? They love this stuff. Now, why is it worth $3 million? Two reasons. First, there are only a handful of these error coins out there, which makes them rarer than me showing up to the gym on a Monday. Second, collectors go bananas for coins with historical significance, and Ellis Island is a symbol of immigration and hope in America. Combine those two things and boom, you've got a jackpot coin. Here's a funny story. A couple of months ago, I was digging through an old jar of coins from my grandparents' house. You know, the jar every family seems to have. I found a 2003 quarter, got all excited, and thought, this is it. I've hit the jackpot. I grabbed a magnifying glass and stared at it like Sherlock Holmes. But nope, no error. Just a plain OL quarter. So instead of $3 million, I got 25 cents. But hey, that's better than nothing, right? Now, if you think you might have one of these coins, here's what you need to do. First, inspect the reverse side for any signs of doubling. If you see it, don't freak out. Okay, maybe freak out a little. It's worth $3 million. Next, get it professionally graded by a coin expert. The value of the coin depends on its condition, and collectors want coins in pristine shape. Oh, and for the love of all things shiny, do not clean the coin. Scrubbing it with soap and water will drop its value faster than a bad stock market investment, so there you have it. The 2003 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter could turn your pocket change into life-changing money. If you've got an old stash of quarters lying around, now's the time to check. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Before you go, here's a little challenge. Take a few minutes today to go through your coins. If you find anything interesting, let me know in the comments. And if you love learning about hidden treasures in your change, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. I post weekly videos on rare coins, money strategies, and tips to make the most of what's in your pocket. Today, we're talking about the 2002 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. Why is it worth a fortune? How can you spot one? And more importantly, do you have one hiding in your couch cushions? Stick around because this story might just make you rethink that spare change jar on your kitchen counter. Okay, first off, let's get one thing straight. Not every 2002 D. Ellis Island quarter is worth $2 million. I mean, if it were, we'd all be millionaires by now, right? What makes this specific coin so special is a combination of rarity, minting errors, and a juicy backstory that collectors absolutely love. Most quarters minted in Denver in 2002 are your standard 25 cents. You spend it on a coffee, a parking meter, whatever. But there's a rare batch with a very specific minting error that makes it one of the most sought-after coins ever. Now, what's the error? Drumroll, please. The design is slightly misaligned and missing key details around the Ellis Island engraving. It's almost as if the mint employee that day had one too many cups of coffee and forgot to double-check the machine. The result? A flawed coin that's practically priceless to collectors. And here's where it gets funny. I once thought I had one of these rare quarters. I was sitting at my kitchen table with a magnifying glass like some kind of Sherlock Holmes for coins. I was so excited. My heart was racing until I realized I was holding a state quarter from New Jersey. Talk about anticlimactic. But hey, you live and learn. Anyway, back to the point. In 2024, One of these rare 2002 D. Ellis Island quarters sold for, you guessed it, $2 million at auction. Why so much? Because of its rarity, pristine condition, and the frenzy it caused among die-hard collectors. If you happen to find one, congrats, you just hit the jackpot. Now, let me give you some tips on how to hunt for this coin. Yes, even the quarters from that random gas station you stopped at last week. The D on this coin stands for Denver, where it was minted. Get yourself a magnifying glass or one of those fancy coin microscopes from Amazon. Never clean your coins if you think they're valuable. Seriously, don't do it. Collectors love the natural look. So no polishing, scrubbing, or running it through the dishwasher. Trust me, you don't want to turn a $2 million coin into a 25-cent coin. Been there, done that. Okay, maybe not $2 million, but you get the point. So there you have it. The 2002 D. Ellis Island quarter is proof that sometimes treasure isn't buried in the ground. It's jingling in your pocket. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who likes to dream big, this is your reminder to always check your change. You never know what could be hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. I've got tons of tips on how to spot rare coins, stories about my own coin hunting adventures, and strategies to turn spare change into serious cash. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and drop a comment below. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next millionaire with a 2002 D. Ellis Island quarter. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 2000 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter and why this coin is blowing up the market with a value that could make you scream louder than when you stub your toe. So, grab a cup of coffee and let's crack this coin mystery wide open. Alright, first off, what's so special about this coin? The 2000 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter was part of the state quarters program, which celebrated each state with unique designs. This one specifically represents New Jersey, featuring an image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River alongside troops. Iconic, right? But here's the kicker. Some coins minted in Philadelphia in 2000 have a rare error. You know how life likes to throw little curveballs? Well, the US Mint had one of those moments, and it created a coin variation that collectors are obsessed with. These coins have a slight misalignment in the strike or even a double die error, which makes them extraordinarily rare. And rare, my friends, means cha-ching. Now let's talk numbers. Most 2000 P quarters are worth, well, 25 cents. If you're lucky, a collector might pay a few bucks for one in great condition. But if you've got the one, a pristine coin with that rare mint error, its value could climb to an eye-popping $1 million at auction. Yep, that's 6 zeros behind the one. Quick story time. A few years back, I was helping my aunt clean out her attic because family guilt is a strong motivator, and we found an old jar of coins. Naturally, my coin nerd brain kicked in, and I started sorting through them. No Ellis Island quarter in sight, but we did find a 1969 double die penny worth over $10,000. It was like winning the lottery except way nerdier. And trust me, if I can find treasure in a dusty old jar, so can you. Alright, so how can you check if your 2000 P quarter is a jackpot coin? Start by examining it with a magnifying glass. Look for a doubling effect on the lettering or design, especially on the words Ellis Island or United States of America. If you spot anything unusual, don't panic. Just don't spend it on vending machine snacks. Get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin is your golden ticket to those sweet auction bids. So, there you have it. The next time you get change at the grocery store, don't just shove it in a drawer or toss it in a jar. Check those coins, because who knows? Your next quarter could be the key to an early retirement, or at least enough to buy a lifetime supply of coffee. Before you run off to raid your piggy bank, here's the deal. Coins like this are out there, and I'm here to help you find them. So, if you want more tips on spotting hidden treasure in your pocket change or strategies to cash in on your coin collection, hit that subscribe button and join our community of treasure hunters. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next video. I'm diving into a penny that could buy you a Tesla. Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about the 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter. Not just a coin, but potentially your golden ticket to a life-changing payday. So, before you start raiding your piggy bank or flipping over couch cushions, Stick around because I'm breaking down why this coin is worth so much, how to spot one, and spoiler alert, a funny little story about how I almost lost a valuable coin myself. Okay, let's dive right in. The 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter is part of the 50-state quarter series that dropped from 1999 to 2008. This specific quarter was minted to celebrate New Jersey and its iconic Ellis Island, which, fun fact, was the gateway for over 12 million immigrants to the U.S. Now, why is this coin worth $9 million? Great question. It's all about rarity and condition. There's one specific example of this coin graded as MS69, mint state 69, for its pristine, near-perfect condition. Imagine a quarter so flawless it looks like it was just minted yesterday. That's the one that fetched $9 million at auction. Yeah, $9 million for a quarter you could have used to buy a gumball. It's like winning the lottery, but instead of numbers, you win by being a coin nerd. Now, before you grab your magnifying glass, let me throw in a little reality check. Most 1999 P quarters aren't worth much beyond face value unless they're in near-perfect condition or have a rare error. Speaking of errors, keep your eyes peeled for things like double die obverse or die cracks. Those little mistakes during the minting process that collectors go crazy for. And here's the kicker. I once had a 50-state quarter from this series that turned out to be worth a couple $100. Not 9 million, but still. Want to know how I found it? It was in a jar of change I had almost taken to a Coinstar machine. Yep, I almost let a potentially valuable coin get counted as spare change. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of loose change. So what's the takeaway here? If you've got a 1999 P. Ellis Island quarter hiding in a drawer, a jar, or even under your car seat, don't ignore it. Check its condition, look for errors, and maybe, just maybe, you've got a hidden treasure in your hands. And hey, if you're as fascinated by coin collecting as I am, or you just like the idea of turning pocket change into big bucks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join me as we explore more coins worth serious money, tips on spotting valuable finds, and stories from my own coin hunting adventures. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1993 P. Ellis Island Washington $quarter coin. Yep, it's a real thing, and if you're lucky enough to stumble across one, you might just hit the jackpot. But before you start flipping over every quarter in your pocket, let's talk about why this coin is so special, what makes it worth millions, and how you can make sure you're not missing out on a fortune. Okay, let's start with the basics. The 1993 P. Washington quarter featuring Ellis Island was part of a special commemorative release. It's got the classic George Washington profile on one side and a stunning depiction of Ellis Island on the other, a nod to America's immigrant roots. But what makes this coin different from your average quarter is its rarity and the unique error that skyrocketed its value. You see, a small number of these coins were struck with a minting error that resulted in a doubled die on the Ellis Island side. Translation: the details on the design, like the lettering or parts of the building, appear slightly doubled, almost like it's wearing 3D glasses. This little mistake is what collectors go absolutely bananas over. It's like finding a typo in the Declaration of Independence. Now, let's talk numbers. A standard 1993 P. Ellis Island quarter is worth, well, 25 cents. Maybe $1 if it's in pristine condition. But one with this rare doubling error. Recently, one sold for a jaw-dropping $3 million at auction. That's a lot of quarters, my friends. I know what you're thinking. This sounds amazing, but what are the chances of me finding one? And here's where the story gets personal. A few years ago, I started getting into coin collecting, mostly as a way to escape the chaos of daily life. One afternoon, I was sorting through an old jar of coins I found in the back of a closet, and I came across a shiny quarter with some unusual markings. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was just a scratched-up regular quarter. But for a brief moment, I felt the thrill of the hunt. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might stumble across a hidden gem. So, here's the deal. If you've got a 1993 P. Washington quarter, especially one with Ellis Island on the back, grab a magnifying glass and give it a closer look. Check for that doubling error, it might just change your life. And if you're serious about learning how to spot coins worth big bucks, stick around because I've got a ton of tips and tricks to share. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, unlike that $3 million quarter we're all dreaming about. Smash that like button if you're now tempted to raid your piggy bank, and let me know in the comments. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, my fellow treasure seekers. Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store could make you a millionaire. Keep searching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm here to share everything you need to know about this fascinating coin, why it's worth so much, and how you can get your hands on one, or at least keep your eyes peeled. Trust me, this is one story you won't want to miss. So, let's talk about the 1987 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar. This coin was minted to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Ellis Island, a symbol of hope and new beginnings for millions of immigrants. But here's the kicker. While most of these coins are worth, well, 25 cents, there's one unicorn out there worth a jaw-dropping $7 million. How did it become so valuable? The key is rarity and condition. There's a unique variety of this coin that was struck with a minting error. Think of it as the happy little accident of the coin world. In this case, the error is so rare and significant that it has collectors drooling over it. Plus, the coin's condition plays a huge role. Perfectly preserved coins, graded at the highest level, fetch the big bucks. Now, let me share a little personal story to keep this interesting. A few months ago, I was cleaning out my car, finally, and found a random quarter in the cup holder. My first thought? Could this be one of those valuable ones? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But it got me thinking, how many people casually spend coins without realizing what they might have? It's like playing the lottery, but the ticket is already in your hands. To give you an idea, one of these rare error coins sold for $7 million at auction. That's not just life-changing money. That's buy your dream house, retire early, and still have enough left over to eat avocado toast every day money. So, how do you know if you have one of these golden tickets? Here are the key things to look for. Look for the D mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint. If you see unusual markings, doubling on the text or design, or anything that looks out of place, you might be onto something big. Coins in pristine condition, like they've been sitting in a time capsule, are worth significantly more. And before you rush to dig through your change jar, remember that grading is crucial. A professional coin grading service can confirm the coin's condition and authenticity. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your coins. Whether it's an old quarter, a penny, or even a nickel, you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. And don't let anyone tell you, it's just pocket change. That pocket change could buy you a mansion someday. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth serious cash, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of treasure hunters. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video that could lead you to your next big find. Who knows? The next story might be about you discovering a coin worth millions.